Live.
You're now watching two old farts making noises. Welcome to Canadian Art Today with your host, Paul Constable.
I feel for today's show, I should have had a pipe. So I should be sitting here with a pipe in a big leather chair with a fireplace roaring behind me. You know how I feel
Yeah.
today.
Why is
So
that? Because it's Thanksgiving. Is that what you're
no,
saying? Or
I could care less that it's Thanksgiving
Well,
because
oh,
we're interviewing Paul. So actually, we're the hosts of Paul's show. So, Paul's very sophisticated and has a savoir faire. And I'm a street kid from New York, and you're from the UK. What else can I say? So, I feel we should be like, more dapper. And we just found out we're doing the interview. So this is very exciting for me.
you're very dapper
well,
already. Yeah, you're fine.
Oh, I'm
I'll be
something, all right.
dapper. I'll be dapper. Well,
Or
this is
Daffy.
like deja vu, isn't it? Because
Yep.
where we
A year
started
ago.
off like
Yeah,
interviewing Paul right at the get go, and then he said, "Well,
Yeah.
I'm quite boring, but I know a lot of really interesting artists, and wouldn't it be great if I could interview them?" And then, yeah, next thing we've got is Canadian Art Today, which has been
Yeah.
amazingly successful.
Yeah.
yes.
So thank you, Paul, for being A, boring at the beginning, and B, fantastic.
Oh, I was.
Fantastic on the rest
Yeah,
of the shows.
I was
yeah,
going to say a
boring at the
boring guest, but a wonderful host. Still go figure. So there you
Yeah,
have it.
yeah.
So
yeah.
that's awesome.
Everybody's fell asleep.
We're just pulling your leg, Paul. Just pulling
That's
your leg,
right.
you know.
No, you're a
Well,
boring host as well. No, I'm sorry.
uh,
I'm sorry. No, we love you. It's been a year, I think, since you've been doing this with
I
us.
think it was been not quite a year. February, I think it was.
February, so close,
Yeah,
very
we did.
close.
Yeah, and I'm
Yeah.
glad David did reach out, and we managed to connect, and it's having a riot. Like it's been a good run. We've had some
Yeah.
great art, and
Oh, yeah, like
yeah, today,
fantastic art.
yeah. Well,
I
I'll
know
just
that because I have a lot of it in my house and in the
you
studio
do
here.
have some of it in
So,
your house. Yeah, you
yes,
never
You
have
have to
enough.
stop buying art, Stephen. You have to stop buying art. You run
I
out of
know.
wall space.
Well,
Bigger house.
some call it an investment, but you know what? You first have to love it yourself,
Yep.
and I think that's where it starts. And it's an addiction. I know, right, David? Right,
Yeah.
Stephen? It's a
Yeah.
you
Oh,
can't
it's I've been
basically
collecting since I'm 16, Chinese artifacts and art. So
nice.
um,
Yeah, you got a nice
I don't care
collection
no
started.
matter how big of a home we have to upgrade from this one now, but no matter how big of the home I get, it will never be big enough because I just like the stuff that I've been collecting. But that's very true.
Yeah,
I was taught at an early age that you buy what you like, whether it appreciates or not, is not why you're buying it. Now, some people that's why. So, like some of the stuff I bought from some of the artists that appeared on your show, whether it appreciates or not, like with the gentleman who was the prison guard, got his book, which I liked, and I got his crow by Mr. Bliss sitting right here, and I smile every time I see the crow. And then I think one of our first guests did the little Chinese lady over there, which I love. And then, I have works from other guests that we've had, but it's just sort of like, I like it. I walk in and I just smile and I see it. And then, and we get a kick out of it.
yeah, and it does. I think it does personalize, the connection between artist and yourself as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
So that's a nice value. And I talk about appreciate it. I think the artist appreciate it as well. So
Yes.
yeah,
And
that's the kind of appreciation you're going to get. That's
Yeah.
perfect. And
that's what we like.
But,
yeah, we're not buying Rolls
other,
Royces and BMWs here. We're basically
No,
just
we're buying those too, but we can't hang them on the wall. So that's different. So,
but
anyway.
just before we came on today, you said you're launching something really really new and exciting,
exciting.
Paul.
Right behind me here. You can see it right here. I'm like
Okay.
that we actually launched our own online gallery actually this morning. Got a few minor glitches, but basically it's working pretty darn good. And it's
Very
called the
cool.
Ace Art Gallery, and we basically are managing it for a number of our artists. So we're helping members sell their work. That's what they want us to do, and we take a very nominal fee, and then they basically we're doing it as of this morning. So it's cool. It's
And from
Oh
what you
wow.
told me,
So
you have 70 artists, you have 170 plus works of art, and they range from 200 Canadian to 900 Canadian, correct?
Yeah, 950 was the ceiling, and
So
I think
we'll say 1,000
Yeah.
just then. Now in American dollars, that's $4 to 17.50. So
you
it's just so
you
everybody
got
knows.
nothing but a deal written all over it. I tell you,
There you go.
we have actually free delivery on it's Black Friday. We
Right?
have actually free delivery on a number of items here. So
Wait, globally or just in Canada?
in Canada, but
Okay.
you know what? It'll still be economical shipping internationally. I can't imagine it being
Yeah.
much more than that.
Cool.
I don't, the whole details of they basically contact us and we'll arrange for shipping outside.
So what would I expect? I'm sitting in the Netherlands, and I've. So how do I go about finding all this art from you then? How does that all work?
Well, I don't know what you mean by that, but I think we just kind of we're going to Canadianize you with art.
They send you a bottle of maple syrup with every art
No. I mean,
piece that you purchase.
so how, can you run us through a little bit about the process, about what we're gonna?
Oh yeah,
You know,
that's
how do I find the stuff, and where?
What's the web
well, that's
address?
What?
yeah.
Yeah.
So we've got behind us here. You can see we've got basically 2 weeks. It starts today, November 23rd to the 10th, and the show's called Regional Differences. So initially, it was about this large. We're a large country, small population of 35 million, but basically we're spread coast to coast. And so I wanted to connect artists from each side of the country, and this was one way of doing it through our site, is to get these art out so people can see stuff from one coast to the other. Also for our artists to be able to meet other artists from coast to coast. So in our new year, we're hoping to have 2-person shows where I'm sort of making them pick an artist from each side of the country, and we're going to put them together. So they're going to have group shows and 2-person shows. That way their connections can cross-pollinate between when they start doing things. And then say they go for a visit or a holiday, they actually now know an artist they can stay with. So there's kind of things that I'm not matchmaking. I don't want to do that.
Right.
But we're not.
But if you need a matchmaker, Paul's available.
There you go. Meet. So no, I would just walk through some of the things. You want to activate something here, I'll just show you the process. It's very very straightforward. So when you land on our homepage, just go to artistscanada.com. and you'll see this on our homepage. And basically, as you go through it, I can click it through here. That's how the homepage would look in our title banner, and some of the artists that will scroll across the bottom, and you click on any of that, and it would take. And you remember Yana?
Yep.
Kumi? I think we had Yana here, so she's part of our.
Well, here's what's interesting for everybody, and what we'll do is we'll put the playlist at the end of this interview. So if you want to go back and see Canadian art today, and you see an artist you like, you can literally go to the playlist and you can find that artist. If you want to know more about them, you can actually watch their interview.
Yeah, we're still working through a bit of it, but basically each artist submitted 2 pieces into the system, and you'd land on a page like Yana here, say you wanted to purchase her work. Right. You'd see how it's all set up on the left-hand side there, and the work is adjacent to the PayPal does handle Visa, MasterCard as well in our system. And if you want to e-transfer, just contact us. We didn't want to put that out publicly, so they would contact us, and that way we can also do the international if we have to for that. I mean, there's great value. I mean, you're talking the silly Canadian dollar is down about 30 cents so against the US dollar. So it's good value, I think, just even in that. And you're buying in Canadian dollars. And basically you just fill that little form out, and it comes and fires it out to me, and and our staff manages that. You can see the ones, and we continue with the gallery below it. So say you see something, Yana's got another one, she's got 2, I'd like maybe buy that one as well. One's a print and one's an actual original drawing. And she spends many hours drawing this birch bark. We went and had an interview with her, and I just love her work. Her work is so intricate and detailed, but soft and very environmental. This is pictures of bark that she does drawings of. And I mean, the range from, I think, I can't read the print, $200 for a print up to what, $800 or something for the original. So that's really good value in just in her work alone. We've got photography. I think we're still working on the printing a little bit. So we got a little bit of a glitch on our prints, but it'll be up today, finished up. So lots of it. I think what else we got here? Just one of a couple of these artists. I don't know if you remember Brandy.
I remember Brandy, sure.
Brandy, she was back with us. She's got a couple of pieces with us, and they're an iconic, really an iconic catch of what Canada is about. She really tries she's our iconic artist in Canada, pretty much, and we love her work. Beautiful works from Anthony Hobbs, a couple of pieces. I can't show everything. There's
too many.
170 some pieces of work to scroll through. And, you can't imagine if you had a bricks and mortar gallery trying to present this much work. They couldn't do it.
Yep.
There's not enough wall space. So,
but this is great, isn't it? You just sit down there, you have a cup of coffee or a cup of tea or whatever, you just scroll through this stuff. Yeah, definitely.
So
that's
and I see you have Christina. You have Christina on, and her polar bears. That made me smile the first time, and I see that they're here.
Yes, she produced. I think those are a print, and they're very economical, $100 or something for $100.
195 Canadian, which is probably about 100 and a quarter, maybe 150 US. So
and
everything here is well priced, and I'm looking at the site, so you can hit all categories: drawings, print or paintings, photography, prints, sculpture, and wearable. So
we do. Yeah.
You can have a field day with this.
And Paul, just to go back again then. So if obviously you want to service the Canadian and the US markets because they're quite near to you, but internationally this stuff can be sent all over the world.
I think technically it can be. Yes, it can. I'll say technically it can be. Yes, we just go through our Canada Post, and they've been doing it for centuries. Yeah, we don't have to ship anymore, but
I see Al Henderson has sculptures for sale.
He does.
And the blue horse with the lady is absolutely beautiful. So kudos to Al.
I don't think I tell you that one. I don't know if I've got that one in our little slide venue here, but
I don't. I have it. I guess I can try to show it. But what's very fascinating is Al's interview just keeps that we did with him just keeps going up and up and up. Yeah. So if you want to see Al Henderson's art, or you want to see Al Henderson, he's got 2 interviews on in the playlist for Canadian Art Today. Phenomenal stuff. I was, of course, hoping he'd put his Churchill head up here, but that's okay. But no, his work is beautiful. Looking at this is absolutely gorgeous. So what's the end goal then for AIC? Is it to have a permanent online gallery, or are we doing this just for the holidays? How are we doing this?
Well, we've invested too much in it to not just to do it for one session. So no, it's a permanent thing, and we started with a group show. It was a way to get everybody's feet wet a little bit and get them used to doing this in this manner. It'll become more and more visible and aggressive, I guess, as we'll call it, as we move through in the new year. And we'll be promoting all the artists and their work, and available all around the world. We'll ship anywhere. We can and we will. I mean, it's available. Andrew Kiss right here, beautiful paintings. I mean, he's actually one of our new members. It's real Canadiana, but you know what? You could be in Switzerland on the right-hand side. I mean, you've got a beautiful mountain sitting there, but it's kind of, it's a real nice Canadian, I guess, a connection. And I mean, your north part of the States looks very similar. I mean, nothing changes dramatically at the border. You know, it's kind of, you go through the Vermonts and stuff. It's beautiful in Vermont. And I think we have a couple of artists that paint in the States a little bit. And some of their stuff shows up from time to time. A couple of new artists that we have, just, this Isabella Borelli. I just like, oh my God, the watercolors are so sensitive and definitive and unique. And if you ever have tried to paint like this, you've got some skill set. Like the minimalist aspect, but leave you a feeling of where you are, right? And it's a gorgeous piece. Loretta Kaldenhauser on the right. I mean, this is an acrylic painting, and it's just like there's. It just kind of leaves you. You have a feeling of wind and austere landscape, a little wintry, a little scrapey. You really don't know what it is because it's somewhat abstract a little bit, you know, and they're beautiful pieces of work in themselves, right? We love them. I went through this stuff. I really had a choice. I had to break it into 2 sections. One for, I'll let people know we're going to have part 2 next Thursday with Joanne Pollock, and she's going to come on and talk about our art and our site, and hopefully get a live feed. And it'll be
we'll do a live show. We'll do a live show. It'll be it'll be 10 o'clock Eastern time, 9 o'clock Central time, 7 a.m. Pacific time, and then wherever else you are in the world, you just have to do the math. So.
I was blown away by actually the variety and the quality. I didn't think it would be bad. I knew the quality would be there. People are quite proud of their work, so they're not going to put stuff that isn't the quality that they want to be up there. But
right.
You know, new works by Betsy Miller and Barbara Shore. I mean, Barbara Shore's work is just so dramatic. I mean, just punches that color in like bang, bang, you know, and it's just very, very beautiful piece. And this is not a large piece, but it commands some performance. And Betsy's is just this, it's sort of beautiful abstract. You feel like some stucco guy has just gone crazy and done a piece over the wall, right? And it's just, and she has a number of pieces that are quite unique. I mean, you know, sometimes people they don't want a definitive image in their house. They want something that is a little, you know, conversation piece,
right.
But it's not overwhelming you by other stuff, right? It doesn't dominate your page. So in other words, there's a large painting or sculpture or something in your house, but this one fits nicely in a house, in a home, or in an office. And, you know, I could see this behind a lawyer's desk, you know, especially if it was big, but it's not real big.
Right.
Something that it's aggressive in its own way. And I kind of like that. And I think this is what Joanne and I will do. We'll go through and we'll walk through some of the pieces, and we'll actually talk about the actual work. And
well, the good thing is, since we're going to do it live, people can actually ask questions live while we're doing it.
Well, there you go. I'll be completely confused and befuddled.
No, don't worry. That's what David and I are here for, to really help you get confused and befuddled. Yeah. So now this one,
we're always befuddled.
We're always by Odin on the right. I think is absolutely gorgeous.
It is a beautiful piece. There's 2 pieces in our show.
Is that big? Is that big, Paul? Do you think that?
An
idea of height?
It's not huge. No, I wish it was, but it's
11. It's 11.5 inches high by 5 inches wide. Let's say.
Yeah. So it's a really nice vase size, you know. But he does these beautiful characters of love. You know, there's this connection of people, and we had an interview with Odin and his wife Pam, and they're so loving, their relationship as well as what they do, and it spills over into his work. From, you know, he's from Ottawa, and it's amazing to see. Now we have this James Corpin, is actually a good friend of mine. He is a sculptor who works with found material, so he builds owls and fish and birds and different things from found materials. So we're talking anything from railway spikes to, and those are saw blades actually for wings. And I have that little beast right here.
Hold on.
You can see.
Oh, wow. We're going to do a close up so everybody can see. Wow. Look at that. Look how pretty.
Yeah. He's a gorgeous fellow. Yeah. And we put some felt on the bottom. He'd look lovely on a desk or on in your.
That is very cool.
Office or dining.
It looks better. I hate saying this. It looks better there than in the picture. For some reason.
Hard, it's hard.
Yeah.
I'll show you the other one he has here that we don't have a photo. I'll have it in the next week's show, but I'll give everybody a preview.
Oh, wait, let me go back to your solo here. Sorry about that. Oh, the fish.
It's a fish.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah. So again, he's only this
Well,
wide.
just to let everybody, the owl is $550, just Canadian. It's 13 by 18. The fish is $295. It's 4.5 by 7.5 inches.
It's a beautiful depiction.
I'm assuming it's inches because some of the stuff is in centimeters and some of it's in inches. So I'm not some of it. I'm just
it'll be, this is inches.
Okay.
Part of
That's
it
beautiful.
Yeah. So those are two pieces there that we have. I don't have Serge's piece here, but it's in New Brunswick. But his stuff is a little ethereal, and it's mind provoking, I guess I would call it. And he builds these different types of sculpt. He also does large installations and different things. He was having a tough time finding something for the show, and he managed to put two pieces in here that we'll show the next piece next week that he had. But like I said, I had so much work, I had to break it into the two shows. And then between the two of them, anyway, go to the website, artistsofcanada.com, and you can scroll through all this beautiful stuff that we've got on there. It's it's kind of.
I'll just start buying some now. It'll just avoid the rush for everybody. So
yeah. Well, all I can say to everybody is get in quick before Stephen buys.
I've already started, so we're good. That's the good thing about doing the interview, not taping it and then putting it out an hour later. Is I can go through this and go, no, I'll just take this now. I'll take this now. I'll take this now. It works well for me. So,
yeah. Well, here's a couple of prints that we have here that, an older gentleman here in Saskatchewan, he passed away now just a while ago, and I'm handling his estate a little bit. And Nick Semenoff, and he's a master printmaker. We're trying to get his work into major museums. He should be there. He redeveloped. We will have a show on him, and I don't know how to bring him back. I have to make one and put him in there. But I've known this gentleman for 35, 40 years, and he revisited how printmaking is made completely. Oh, wow. He taught in the university, and he removed acids from the etching. So he created a whole printing process that is waterless lithography, which is what this is. And in the layman's term, it took all those toxicity out of the studio, and he uses other things that he was an ingenious man. He used photocopier toner and compressed it into charcoal shape, and he could draw with stuff. And then you could reproduce it. And he was well known, James Rolenquist and Motherwell knew him from New York. He's sold out shows in Japan, China. Those kind of things happened with him, but very quiet man. He didn't sell and promote himself much, which kind of hurts me a little bit because I try to get him out more. He's got a large portfolio of things, and when you think about, you design a complete process from how you do something. He invented the tools, new kinds of rollers, ways of bringing impressions from a surface onto paper, where you compress things. And I can go into all the details, but probably more when we have a show specifically on Nick's work. And I think we could maybe do that in the new year.
Is this a print, Paul, this one, or a limited run?
This is a print, and it's a low edition. He only ever did low editions, 10, maybe up to 20. That's it.
Wow.
Small edition, hand-pulled, multiple colors. I'll just go a little bit.
Paul, explain what hand-pulled is for people that don't know.
So not a machine isn't making it. You're actually pulling the press roller across the paper each time you make a color. And everything, and this is a multiple color one where they have to be hand registered. One color can't you plan, everything has to be trapped in a printing format. So the context of this image, people have asked me, what does this X mean? He said, well, when people came to Canada initially, they would give them, in the early days, they'd give them a little plot of land, 90 acres basically, and you had to live on the land for a year. and then it was free. They would give it to you when you first came to the country in the 1800s. A lot of this land was appropriated later on with a bottle of whiskey and a bunch of different things. And
Okay.
people couldn't sign their name. They couldn't read, write. But so X was the symbol. X was the land. So a lot of his commentary, gotcha, social commentary on how the land, which is that rectangular piece in the background, symbolizes, and the shape, and how you've given your script away, right? You signed it with your X. And it's quite, he never really explained a lot of it, but I went through a body of his work, and we had 2 retrospective shows for him. And it darn near made me come to tears, because he was talking about all that we are talking about today in appropriation and in hierarchy and privilege and all those things, and how we create awards for ourselves and all these things to raise ourselves up higher than that person below us. And it was quite an opening thing. He'd do these pieces of work developing his processes, and he put them in the drawer after they're done, and then he'd go and do some things. But he was making commentary on our indigenous people, what was happening with their land and their people and how they're being treated. All this stuff was being done quietly in his studio. Mm. And I'm slowly trying to bring it out. It needs a conversation. So I'm hoping we're going to have that.
If it's got an X on it, maybe a certain Mr. Musk will want to buy it. But, there you go.
Hey, I know a guy who might want that. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. He's got
Hey, I know a guy who wants this too. So we're going to talk after the show. Anyway, anyway, I'm making my list. I'm like Santa, making a list, checking it twice. It's beautiful work. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Pieces in the show.
Already knows what the price is, but
so they're not very big. They're 8 by 10, a little bit bigger. And on paper, we would mat them for them and ship them with a mat. And Laurie Dignan on the right here I think this one is a print of it, but very meticulous, pointillist types of work that he does. Beautiful pieces of work. Just they're gorgeous, and they would be unframed and shipped, quite light to ship, and off they would go from there.
Paul, can we just go back to Nick? Do we know what sort of price this particular image is?
I think this one is $950 for this one. His other prints are, $1,500, $1,800. They're larger. They're quite a bit larger.
Yeah.
But
very accomplished. If he's been, shown in Japan
and
China,
there's only a few prints left in this series. This one is 8 of 10. Yeah. So it's just when they're gone, they're gone. Like there's none left. But it's kind of I just thought it needed to be in the show. Like I said, I think the other one will be visible in our session next week. What else we got? These ones.
Oh, I wasn't mentioning that because I've just saw the other ones, the other pieces of art that you've shown of less value. But like all art, some of it talks to you more than others. And
some have,
I was very drawn to that. I don't know why.
But no pun intended.
So. Oh yeah, no. Well, I would say I was.
If you go back to that,
wasn't pressured into liking it. Let's put it that way.
But I think
that's a beautiful piece.
Yeah, this is how we were from the days of Rome and Ever. That X was the mark. Like they couldn't write their name forever. So, and even throughout Europe and everywhere, there was just that was the symbol for your name. Everybody's X looked the same. Yeah, but anyway, it's a lot of his stuff is very sophisticated, and the story is kind of hidden behind it. And I think it's going to take years for people to sit down and look at a body of work and understand where it's coming from. And the unique thing with Nick is there is a full body of his work available because he never went and sold it. He had a full body of 140 different prints.
Wow.
I'm looking forward to that show. Looking forward to that show.
Plus painting.
Are you going to be the curator of the show, Paul? Or are you having something
I'll
else
be the curator of the show. I gotta maybe try to make a cardboard mannequin beside me, maybe of Nick But I've been
Now,
trying
will
to
you
think
have
about
original?
how
Will you be showing original art on the show as well?
we'll bring some original art for sure,
That's
and
for sale.
we'll do hold up. Oh yeah, there are pieces that are for sale. We're trying to keep the collection together as much as we can.
Okay.
So we're not going to cherry
So
pick.
off the air, send me that. I'll take a look at it.
We can do it.
There you go.
We can do it. Anyway, when this came in, I was like, oh, I was gobsmacked. I mean,
This is
she
cute.
does murals like this on a wall, and like,
Wow.
and she just loves these toads. And these are prints, but these things are 3 feet long. Like they're big, and they're beautiful, and they're reasonable. Like they're reasonably priced. And if you like, these amphibious little characters, and I guess they are. I mean, look at the landscape they live in, and I just love them. They're just gorgeous drawings. They're the color, and yeah, they're beautiful pieces. And I
Very
think
pretty.
they are, and they have an awful lot to say about our environment. And I'm a kind of an environmental guy, and they kind of maybe that's where the catch is. But
I don't see any of your pieces. The rubber, the crows,
No.
the big crow, the 3-foot crow in it.
no, the big crow's not for sale. Then that's on me. But I do have I do have a few pieces in the show. If you want to go to do a little close up, I'll show you.
Oh, very pretty.
Now that's terrible because it looks like it's red. It should not be red.
Oh, because it's going through the background. It's
It's
see-through.
going through my
Yeah.
background. Hey,
Right.
how am I
There
going to
you
do that?
go.
Anyway,
Yeah, I liked it because it was red, but there you go.
I know you like, but it's green actually. The color.
Okay.
I should turn off.
Very Christmas.
I don't know why.
Very
It
Christmassy.
should. It's not green though. It's. I should.
That's very pretty.
It is in one of my other. I think in the show next week, and the same thing's going to happen with my. I guess it's because of the green
Background.
screen and
Yeah.
the green background.
green
And
screen.
it's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
the
they
green
just-
screen and the green background will just pull off whatever the background is. So yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. We'll work on that. But this is beautiful for people. I know people are into nature and whatnot, but this is absolutely the upper one with the purples and the vibrance and the below. This is absolutely gorgeous stuff.
Yeah,
So
and
this could go good in the kids' room.
yes, it would. It would look
kids'
lovely.
room,
in the-
bathroom.
Yeah.
Not a bathroom. You don't put art in a bathroom. Stop it.
Yeah, but
Well, you have to have something to look at.
You have art. We have art everywhere in our house. We've got it in the bathroom as well. So
You know
there
what?
go.
If you look at it, it would probably be the most viewed artwork if you put it in the bathroom.
Bathroom, yeah.
Yeah.
It would be the most viewed art. Problem is with bathrooms, they have moisture, like from bathrooms and showers and things, and sometimes that can affect the artwork. If it's a sense, if it's under glass and that it still gets in behind the glass, and it can create warping and just moisture buildup. It's not the best thing. Humidity is not the best thing for that, but it can.
And in our
biggest
bathroom,
problem
our
we
dog.
have is insects eating up all our art.
Oh wow!
A lot of our paper prints. We have it's a thing here. So yeah, they keep trying to move them around the house, but they still find their way into the back of the art. Keep eating up bits of it.
Do we want to mention what kind of bugs those are?
Do we know what kind of bugs they are?
Yeah, well, we do, but I know what they are. Yeah, I can't remember what they are in English, but these are paper eating bugs. They just love paper.
See, they're in our country, they're called planned obsolescence. That's what happens, right? When stuff just goes away, then the artist gets to sell the painting again, another one to that person. But
okay.
That's not a good idea. That's not a good thing. I don't know. You'd think they would have some kind of way of sealing them out. They would be.
No, we've got these like these insect traps. No. You can see them. A cat loves to eat them. He chases them all around if he sees them. But we've got these sort of little bug catchers, which are sort of a sticky card, pyramid card, and they get attracted to because of the paper.
Oh,
and
like
they
the
go in
old
there.
kind of fly wallpaper thing where you the fly strips where the flies would
Yeah,
attract and gets yeah. Very cool.
yeah.
Well, the
yeah.
good thing is if you buy
So
these frog paintings, the frogs will eat the bugs. So there you go.
You got that.
yeah, well, yeah. The toad is in the toad is in the hole, eh?
These
So
are
there you go.
actually
There you go.
toads. These are actually a toad. They're
A
not a
toad, I'm
frog.
sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, but,
You will, and you won't get warts from these ones. So you could.
That's true.
You could kiss these ones, and you'll be just fine.
Oh,
yeah.
you can
But
get it, and then
no
all the little kids can
no
get their prints.
princesses.
No princess. There you go.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Well, this is a print. So
They
you
are
get a print.
They are prints.
Yeah.
I think
So
they're
kiss the toad, get a print.
Yeah, these are prints on canvas, though. I think that's what they are. I have to look specific, but I think they are actually giclée prints on a canvas.
Very nice.
They look like a painting. Like when you look at them, you wouldn't be. I don't know. They would be.
Really
these would make a lovely children's book. Like if this was in a children's book, these illustrations. I think she might do some illustration work for kids' books and things. I think she should anyway if she didn't. But they are. They're just lush. They're just fully lush.
They're very beautiful.
Yeah. And I don't know if I've got anything much more for the.
That's okay. So everybody that's listening or watching, I should say, if you're watching, go to www.artistincanada.com. I'm actually on that page looking at everything. So you can go and you can see everything that we've seen. And I'm sure they'll be putting up more stuff for the next 2 weeks. If you're in the United States, just remember that $137 Canadian is 100 US. So there you go. There's your exchange rate for you.
Oh, there you go.
You get
$137. Is that 30% less than the
$137 137 Canadian is 100 US. So you can start doing the math that this stuff is not that expensive.
So literally, people in the US get a 30% discount as such.
A
37% discount, and some of it, I was looking at some of the sculptures and some other things require some shipping. So basically it's a wash. By the time you're done, it would be a wash.
Yeah.
So it's still good. You get some phenomenal art. We will have the links at the end of the show to the Canadian Art Today. So you can, if you see an artist and you want to hear their story, I think most of these artists we've interviewed or Paul's interviewed.
A lot of them.
Yeah, a lot of them. So you can find them and see if there's an artist that you like that's not on, you can email Paul and go, hey, put this artist up there, and Paul see what he can do for you. And
the other thing is they can sign up for our newsletter and they'll get first dibs on what's going on at the next show. So all the new art. Yeah. So we don't spam them.
So just to recap very quickly then, Paul. So you'll have a series of shows, but this first one is about regional differences, but there'll be a series of different shows with different themes through the next year or so, 2 years or 3 years.
From now on, and they will be about individual members or two members, or we hope to have another group show in the spring, like 2 shows a year as a group show. And we don't charge the artists to be a part of it. They can, a lot of other places they do charge a fee to go into the show because we've created a system where the members can actually load up their own work. And so they wonder how Paul can manage all this stuff. I said, well, Paul doesn't have some automation built into this process, which I'll create some curatorial stuff for the front end. We'll talk about, and I'm hoping to clip in some video stuff for each show so we can talk about the artist with the artist, whether it's on a Zoom or StreamYard like we're doing right now. So, and I love, come back regularly and talk to you guys about it. And we'll.
I think it's the fact that the artists themselves can upload this stuff. I think that's a major, a real game changer for a lot of people because they think, oh, I've got to do this, I've got to send it in here, and other people have got to deal with it, and it all gets stacked up. But you can just pace it out yourself. And and you only get what people want to offer then as well. So people have to make the effort then to upload it, so they're already involved and part of the franchise going forward.
Right. So we're it basically engages the artist as well. I mean, they're involved in a number of other shows and other galleries and other places, but I think usually like the group show, we'll have a ceiling on it as far as, let's keep it at this level of dollar, prior to Christmas and shopping season, Black Friday and Thanksgiving in the States. So we had that, just a bit of a cap. And our other shows will be open. They are what they will be. If an artist produces work in $2,500 range, then that'll be a show on their work and what it is. It is what it is. And I don't encourage them to lower their prices at all. They have to keep the same prices as they would be selling in the other galleries, because the other galleries, I don't want to scuttle any other gallery that might be in, whether it's online or whether it's a bricks and mortar. I think all we're doing is offering another venue, and a larger market. I mean, we're talking,
global.
This show isn't just in Canada, and we appreciate that. And we've had some great runs. There's been some really nice numbers coming up, and we're growing. And like you said, I haven't quite been here for a year. So I'll look forward to the anniversary. We'll have coffee or something, maybe.
We'll have a big party of scotch and cigars, because
And
there was an artist we spoke to, and she smoked cigars and drank scotch. I can't remember her name, but she's the one we need to have for the year anniversary.
That's right. She was doing all the outside painting. Remember, she said
she was great.
Stuck at the side of the road when the Hells Angels came along. Yeah,
I had to give up the cigars. I couldn't smoke them anymore. So it bothered my wife. So
I'll smoke mine. I'll smoke some for you. Don't worry. So, but everybody that's watching,
you got some special ones. I heard that. So.
I have some special ones when we came back from Dubai. We're going to actually go back to Dubai in February. I'm going to get some more special cigars. So it's very fun, and it's just we enjoy. But the people, this is a great Hanukkah or Christmas gift. Hanukkah is literally a week and a half away for all the landsmen out there. So if you need to get one of your 8 gifts for Hanukkah, now's the time. For you Gentiles that are celebrating the make-believe holiday, you have time. But you should buy soon, because this is over December 10th. And we want to thank Paul as always, and he'll be back next Thursday. We'll put the link below. The link's been scrolling. Everything is gorgeous. Buy it before it's gone. It sounds like a lot of artwork with 170 pieces, but our show usually gets 3,000 or 4,000 views. They can go quick. So you may want to take a look. And if you're an artist in Canada and you want to be part of Paul's company, so to speak, reach out to Paul and he'll show you how to become a member. Unfortunately, it's only open to Canadian artists. So if you're anywhere else in the world, we can't help you out. But
you got to pick your war, and I think that's what we had to do. We can't do something for everybody, and we do get a lot of in the future we may have friends of artists in Canada. So right now
that's a good idea.
We just have to manage the nightmare that we've created for ourselves. We've been doing this for 23 years, so it's not like this is day one. So we've been around, and next year will be our 24th year we're starting here. So
very cool.
Wow. Well, we're thrilled to be part of it, Paul. It's
Well, I'm glad you guys are. I mean, you're really doing a great job.
We were as surprised as you were, when we had that great first meeting with you, the great first, looking at your stuff. And we got, even then we got high figures for the show, but since then it's been growing and growing and growing. But always something different.
Yes, there is, and that's the way that art world is. So we'll definitely stay in touch and keep stuff coming.
For everybody in America, have a happy Thanksgiving, because that's what today is. For everybody in the rest of the world, it's Thursday. Have a happy holiday. Have a wonderful weekend. We will see you all next Thursday. Check out our playlist for other shows. Check out the links below, which will have Paul's link so you can buy the art, our merch page, and some other stuff. And if you stick around to the end, we'll give you all the playlists you need to see the artist and whatnot. And that's it, everybody. Have a wonderful week. We'll see you all next week. Cheers. David, take us home.
See you next time. Bye-bye.